your forecast first. Sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Well, another nice day across central Illinois. Temperatures not too bad with readings in the mid-80s. That's a Roofing Dog on at Gibson Area Hospital camera. Few more clouds trying to work their way in, but it did not limit our sunshine and our warmth. As a result, temperatures warmed back to the mid-80s again. 85 in Springfield right now, 83 in Effingham. Looks to be another very quiet, comfortable evening. But soon, it may be a little bit more uncomfortable to be outside for an extended period of time. We'll talk about the heat and humidity when we come back. WCIA3 News starts right now.
Now from WCIA3 News.
Being passive, being silent is never the answer.
6 shootings since Sunday. What some say is the way to take back the streets in Danville.
When people come back to campus, we're expecting that everyone's going to get tested.
But how is that going to look? Just how many people the U of I wants to test every single day.
Fire destroyed this church sanctuary. Why it's not stopping the congregation from holding worship services.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA3 News at 6.
We have to be the change, and we have to rise up.
Leaders in Vermilion County are asking everyone to join them in that effort. The plea comes after 6 people were shot in less than 3 days. Good evening, I'm Jennifer Roscoe. Community activists in Danville are frustrated. They've put a lot of time to try and stop gun violence, but it keeps happening. WCIA3's Courtney Bunting has more on their call to action.
Community leaders in Danville say the last few days of violence feel like a step back from the progress the community has made. They're asking everyone to get involved in creating change.
You know, if we want Danville, if we want Vermilion County to be the special place we think it is, it takes everyone to be involved and to make a difference.
A difference they're more than ready for after 5 different shootings in Danville just since Sunday. Second Church of Christ lead pastor Greg Taylor says it's discouraging.
It was incredibly heartbreaking to hear about the shootings that took place, especially coming off, a successful, peaceful march.
Concerned Citizens of Danville was created last year after Domino's driver Terry Gaines was killed after delivering a pizza. Organizers say they feel the crimes are committed by young people who need direction.
These young kids don't understand that no matter what kind of trouble they're in right now, if they're selling drugs, if they're gambling, if they're doing drugs, there's a way out. That's somebody's son, somebody's daughter. And for 5 of them in, less than 24 hours, 28 hours?
But no matter who is behind the violence, they feel everyone should take part in ending it.
Being passive, being silent is never the answer. Going to social media and criticizing your community, in my opinion, is never the answer. But rising up and saying, how can we make a difference?
In Danville, Courtney Bunting, WCIA3, your local news leader.
2 people were seriously hurt in those 5 shootings. The other 4 had minor injuries. We talked to a family friend of the man who was shot Monday night. She said he is still in the hospital fighting. We asked police if they are investigating the shootings as connected. They say they aren't sharing that right now. There have already been 30 shootings so far this year in Danville. Last year, toward the end of the year, we reported 42 shootings. That was the highest number in more than 5 years. Decatur police are investigating after a person was shot there. It happened at Olive and Lober Streets today. Police say the 25-year-old Decatur man was shot in the stomach. He was airlifted to a hospital in Springfield. One woman says the gunshots woke her up.
It was like 5 or 6 shots. It sounded like it was right outside my bedroom window. I'm just concerned for the children out here. We don't need any more lives taken over this gun violence. It's just sad. And now we've got a kid that's could be not survive this one.
Now we talked to a different family on the street. A bullet went through their home, but they slept through it all. Also in Decatur, 2 people are facing charges for aggravated robbery. The subway on East Mound was robbed last week. Police say the suspect implied he had a weapon. Then the Circle K on Barnett Avenue in Forsyth was held up the same way yesterday. They say the suspect and suspect's vehicle descriptions were given in both cases. Kyle Anderson and Matthew Anderson were arrested. Kyle was on parole for another robbery. This is a follow-up.
I'm not going to do anything with you. I just need to find out what's going on, Mayor.
Yesterday, we told you about a new training program in Danville for future officers. It'll be used to train DAC's criminal justice students. But right now, Danville police are testing it. Today, they gave a first-hand look at how it works. The system is called Milo. It runs through scenarios for officers and gives them different outcomes depending on how they respond.
And the more we run them through scenarios, whether it's real life or in computer-generated scenarios, they're picking up on different experiences, as well as they're starting to understand what the different things that they may need to work on.
Yates says he knows the training isn't perfect, but says it's a great way to help officers build confidence. After the system moves to DAC, it'll still be available for Vermilion County Sheriff's deputies, Danville Police, and other community members to use. A Champaign County family lost their home to a house fire. Happened this morning near Northwest and West 3rd Streets in Homer. 4 children and 2 adults were able to get out. A dog did die, though. A firefighter was treated for heat exhaustion. Crews say the fire started in the kitchen, and it may have been caused by the fridge. And here's an update to a fire that destroyed a church sanctuary yesterday. The congregation at Clinton Assembly of God is now making plans to rebuild, and the community is pitching in to help. WCIA3's Jennifer Jensen live there right now. So Jennifer, first of all, do we have an update on how this all started?
Jennifer, right now the cause of that fire is still under investigation, but today I caught up with the Clinton Fire Commissioner, and he told me that they don't think there was anything suspicious about how this fire started. While those flames did destroy the entire sanctuary, crews were able to stop the fire from spreading to other parts of the building. The pastor told me their long-term plan is to rebuild the sanctuary where it was before. It was an emotional day today as members stopped by to see what's left of the church that they've attended for decades.
We will step out of this and become something bigger and better. So I do look forward to that, even though, this is devastating to me, and it's sad and it's hard to deal with.
They will have a service this Sunday outside on the front lawn of the church. And the pastor says they plan to clean out the other part of the building. And once that smoke is cleared, they'll open up to hold services while they begin to rebuild the main sanctuary. And other churches have offered up their buildings as a space for this church to hold services moving forward until they're able to move back into their current building. Live in Clinton, I'm Jennifer Jensen, WCIA3, your local news leader.
It's so hard to see that was a church behind you there. Just so much trash now. All right, thank you so much. In Springfield, future Capitol bill projects have been put on hold since the pandemic, but one alderwoman in Springfield is hoping her project makes it high up on the list once work starts again. WCIA3's Cole Hankey toured the area today with the local politicians who represent it.
The Rebuild Illinois capital plan took a back seat to the pandemic relief effort. Many projects remain on the waiting list, including major infrastructure renovations to the east end of Springfield. The capital plan set aside $500 million to address issues, mainly flooding, in Alderwoman Doris Turner's 3rd Ward.
There's no drainage, there's no culverts, so all of these areas are very prone to flooding every time it rains. And even though the city does overlay projects, they don't last long because of the flooding.
Senator Andy Menard asked the governor to prioritize this project, but it doesn't matter until funding comes back. The capital bill relies on gaming revenue, but there is none coming in at all. But Menard said there are a couple key reasons this project should stay at the top of the list.
The historic disinvestment from black neighborhoods, not just in some parts of the state, but in downstate black neighborhoods, number one. Number two, we could do this.
City leaders often talk about the importance of economic development on the city's east side, but Turner said the drainage problems that lead to flooding have lasted generations, and it's preventing the community from growing.
And if someone was looking to, just get married and buy a home and look at, a home in this area, the first thing they're going to hear, it floods.
Reporting in Springfield, I'm Cole Hankey, WCIA3, your local news leader.
The money for the capital project is already set aside for the city, so now it's just waiting for the money to be sent. Then they'll determine how it is spent. But the money must be used in Ward 3. We are about a week away from moving to Phase 4, but a Target 3 investigation shows Central Illinois could have been there a few months ago. We've got the numbers you'll want to see. Also tonight.
Will this benefit men's basketball? Absolutely.
After 25 years, the boys' state basketball tournament is coming back. What that means to Coach Underwood.
And we are seeing slightly warmer temperatures out there, but another day where we run pretty close to the normal marks. As we look ahead, though, the heat's going to really crank the next few days. Top with the first day of summer's forecast, along with the weekend that might have some storms in it, coming up next.